So guys, this is the first time that we are doing our Eurovision reacts. Eurovision is gonna be in May, right?
Yep.
So the first country that we are doing is an homage to Mykolaiv, because it's your country, right?
It's my home country, Lithuania.
Lithuania.
Well, we have the sun and the great past. We have
The great past.
we have the green forests and the green meadows, and then we have the pain and suffering and the difficult past that the country went through.
Yeah, the blood and tears. So let's start with the first song from Lithuania. She is Monika Liu, Sentimentai.
Sentimentai, which translates oddly enough to sentiments.
Woo!
Sentimentai, sentiments. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Let's start. Oh, I like the... The visuals are nice.
Absolutely. The dress as well.
Glamorous.
And the haircut. And it gives a bit of that 70s vibe, I'd say. Lots of harmonization as well.
Yeah.
That mic could have been... Is it a mic wire dangling off her back?
I don't know. There was a mic on her back.
Looks like a wire on the back of the dress.
Okay, so far we're already like 1 minute 20 of the song. What did you think about so far?
I'd say it's decent. I like the overall presentation, so the staging, the lights, the background, the dress, it's quite impressive. The musical soundtrack, the backing track is quite minimalistic, and I'm sort of thinking what it tries to evoke, sort of this feeling of like 1970s vibe, sort of like a very late disco era sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of like the old classics, but although the song it's a bit modern, like the instrumentals are modern, but her voice, like this kind of 1920s vibe.
Yeah, and she's got this 1920s haircut as
Yeah.
well. You could almost tell like she is like a flapper that teleported herself into the 1970s.
Yeah, into modernity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we had the I think it was Barbara last year, like the French. She did the voila. It's a bit like, I actually prefer this type of song than Barbara's, but it sounds like her physique and her style and her like melodics. It sounds a bit like the French songs, like the classics. But I actually prefer this one than Barbara's, actually.
The staging though is radically different. I remember with Barbara, it was very much camera full on for the music video, and then also for the actual live performance. And here you have a wide shot, you have a
rotation
top shot. Yeah, so there's some movement with the Steadicam, so it's quite many angles to it. But one thing we haven't really spoken about is the fact she is singing in her own language.
Yeah, it's like one of the few times. I mean, last year they did it though, Lithuania.
Last year,
it was in English.
It was in English. It was a discotheque song, and I think the time before that it was also in English. I think there's been a very long chain of Lithuanian performers using English as their method of expression.
Okay.
And I think it's a very risky turn of events, because the times when Lithuania performed in their own language, they didn't do very well. So I think she'll really have to work hard on conveying her message just by her movements, just by her voice, because out of hundreds of millions of people who'll be watching the show, only very few percent will understand what she's actually saying.
And just for you guys know, we have subtitles while we're listening to it, whilst in during the show they won't have. So
No.
but I actually prefer when people bring their own language to the stage. I think that's the essence of the Eurovision.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
a sense.
Remember Ukraine last year?
Oh, Ukraine.
Absolutely banging track. This sort of fusion of
Love.
folk and proper like techno. I loved it.
And I like that because they are trying also, joining like vintage, like European vintage with modernity as well. I hope they do the same thing they're doing on the stage, which is kind of like this allograms of her around her. Like we see in the, it's like images of her around her. It's like camera, like on the back.
Yeah.
I really like the background. It's like so woolly. Neither. Oh, I love this like lights. Camera. I like the hands.
Once again, that wire on the back. What is it doing there? It looks so untidy.
Okay, so I think it's something that has been bothering you.
Yeah.
What is it about? It's like
It's a wardrobe malfunction.
Oh,
to say
really?
the
Is
least. I mean, maybe it's not part of the wardrobe, but there's a massive black wire just dangling on the back. And it's weird because she is having a wireless mic on stage and she wouldn't be wearing a wireless back on top of it.
I have no idea what is that. It's like something dingling. I don't know if you guys want to rewatch again the performance. I think it's like the national. It's actually on the Eurovision contest official YouTube channel that they have the national final performance of Lithuania. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a malfunction, but it's really bad because she has a backless dress.
Yeah,
so you can actually see
her back, and that's the only thing that you can see on her back is that wire just dangling.
I hope that is not gonna happen on the day.
Now it feels more 1920s, sort of this resolutely
like
roaring 20s, Great Gatsby
and
thing.
the gold like around.
Yeah.
I like the back has like this image. I'm so obsessed with image because of directing and shit.
Yeah.
It's like I love these kind of images of her like with the lights. The light game, like more light on one part of her face. Is a bit like expressionism, like German expression. I just love it.
German expression, roaring 20s.
Love it.
It's funny, it seems like we have come the full circle. If you recall earlier, there was, back in the day, well, if we rewind, so if we think of it, now we are in the 2020s, and she tries to evoke the time of 100 years ago, the 1920s.
Oh, that's an interesting thought. I didn't think about that. But yeah, it's true. I think it could be German or French.
Yeah.
Like if a German or a French contestant would bring this in English or in their own language, I would just buy it.
It's raining gold.
Yes.
It looks like somebody pressed the golden button at X Factor.
Oh, she's like in a queue.
She's going straight to the semi-finals. Oh wait, she already is going to the semi-finals.
I think she was
What a surprise!
I think she was the winner. That's why everybody was like,
I
won.
Yeah, maybe it's the repeat performance. For
Yeah,
the winner,
this is the final, so it makes sense.
So so she won, and then they got her to perform again. Well, the audience has pressed the golden buzzer. She's going straight to Eurovision semis.
I would say that I liked it. It's not like it's not one of the performances that I would say, oh my god, I love it, it's gonna win. But I feel like it has a lot of potential to be to pass the semifinals for sure. It has this glam 1920s, as we said. I like the visuals, if they bring the similar visuals with the gold and raining gold and these cubes and geometric figures and the backlights and the symmetry, having doubles of her like on stage. I actually enjoyed it.
I think they managed to replicate this vibe. I mean, she has the chance of getting through to the finals and probably won't finish that high up, but I think it's a decent entry.
Yeah, it is decent.
Like I like the vocals are quite good. The harmonies are good. It's been picked up in recent contexts. I remember Iceland showed up with really perfect harmony, and I think the jury will pick up on that. I'm not sure about the audience vote, but I think the jury will give it a good evaluation.
It's very swinging. If I have to do 1 to 10, I will give like a 7. You?
7. I think in the same range, yeah.
Yeah,
it's not a contender for the top 10, but it's decent.
Yeah, it's decent, and I like the I like those things like up and down.
Eurovision is all about the show, standing out, and when it comes to something easy listening, you probably don't see that winning Eurovision.
Yeah, well, I prefer because it's more like my style, but I think it's like a question of taste at the end. So yeah, good luck for Lithuania. Let's hope for the best, and we will see in the semifinals and hopefully in the finals.
Yep.
Bye guys.